Jackson Archer. Thank you so much for coming back for another episode of My Family Watches WandaVision for the first time. Tonight we'll be watching episode 7 of WandaVision. I'm very excited for this episode. I'm just really enjoying the show so far, and I can't believe that we only have 3 episodes left, including the episode tonight. So we only have 2 more weeks left after we watch episode 7. I don't have a whole lot to say about this episode. I'm very excited to watch it. Just a couple things. We're pretty sure this episode is going to be based off the sitcom Modern Family on ABC, which is owned by Disney, that was on from the mid-2000s to close to 2020. I'm going to be excited to see an episode based off that. That was a show that our family kind of adopted as a family show. When Jake and myself got older, it kind of became a family show that we would watch together. I haven't seen it from the very beginning, but it was just a good show that I have lots of warm memories watching. So I'm excited to see them do their interpretation of Modern Family. Also, I was scrolling through Instagram earlier today and I read a post. Okay, I don't know if this post was accurate or not, but the post that I saw on Instagram said that Paul Bettany, who plays the Vision, had said that the supposed talented actor that he has not worked with in the past, that he has scenes with in WandaVision, he said that we have not seen that character yet. So some of us thought it was Evan Peters in his role of Quicksilver, but according to this Instagram post, we haven't seen that supposed character in WandaVision that Paul Bettany has not worked with before. So hopefully that's Doctor Strange or somebody like that, maybe Captain Marvel. It could be anybody, we don't know. But I'm waiting to see that. So yeah, I'm just ready to get watching this episode.
So I don't really have much to say either. The only thing that I'm really hoping for is for Ultron to come back, because I've seen a lot of fan theories saying that either Hayward is Ultron or Hayward is working for Ultron. The reason why people believe he may be Ultron is because he's looking for Vision. He was tracking Vision in the last episode. So, and there was an old Avengers cartoon where Ultron disguised himself as a US agent who looks pretty similar to Hayward, so I think that would be really cool. And to me, that would be a Luke Skywalker level cameo, because at least from my childhood, watching all the cartoons, Ultron was like Thanos back in the day. He was scary, and I want him to come back, and this would be the perfect way to bring him back. So that's what I'm hoping for. And of course, I'm excited for Modern Family too.
If you haven't seen Jake's videos in the past, he did a very popular on YouTube Malcolm in the Middle intro for WandaVision that was really good. And he has since done his Modern Family interpretation of the WandaVision intro. So go check those out if you haven't seen them yet. That would be cool if Ultron was the actual Luke Skywalker moment that Elizabeth Olsen has talked about, because it's a Luke Skywalker level moment, but it's a bad guy, not a good guy.
Because Mephisto or any of those villains aren't really Luke Skywalker level. In terms of heroes, maybe like Wolverine or Reed Richards or someone like that could be Luke Skywalker level, but Ultron would be returning. Any of the X-Men or Fantastic Four people, they would be new, and they're not really they're not really the heart of the MCU like Luke Skywalker is the heart of Star Wars. Ultron is at least closer because he's a big Marvel villain.
To compare it to Luke Skywalker coming back in The Mandalorian, he came back. He's a character we've already known and loved. We've already seen him, so it wouldn't make sense to call it a Luke Skywalker moment if it was Wolverine or somebody who hasn't been shown yet in the MCU. So yeah, that makes sense.
I actually don't have much to say about this episode. The only thing I know is that it's going to be their interpretation of Modern Family, which I was a huge fan of Modern Family. I've probably seen every episode in the 10 years that it was on. It was really sad that it just ended. So it'll be fun to see that.
Who was your favorite Modern Family character?
See if you can guess who it is.
Phil.
Why the face? WTF? Why the face?
LOL. Laugh out loud. OMG. Oh my god. WTF. Why the face?
Double click.
Does that answer it?
Yeah.
Double click. I am. Double click.
Double click. Double click.
Double click. I am. Double click.
Last but not least, do you have anything?
No, I have nothing to add.
Are you excited to see Modern Family, or their version of Modern Family?
Yeah, I am. Let's roll.
This Sunday, Walking Dead comes back, so stay tuned for that on Archer Link 124.
We'll all be watching Walking Dead. We're all big Walking Dead fans. That about does it for our pre-discussion. Let's get into it. WandaVision episode 7.
Gone through the boundary twice already, Monica. The energy inside has rewritten your cells on a molecular level twice.
Vision is dead, at least to me, I think he's dead. How could she have had kids?
He can't make a kid.
That's another point, yeah. Vision can't have kids. Mephisto like did a North Sidious to...
Letting our fear and anger get the best of us, intentionally expanding the borders of the false world we create.
Mom, our dam is freaking out.
I'm glad they're keeping these two actors.
That drum beat sounded like Modern Family.
Mom,
Yeah.
my head feels weird.
Punishment for my reckless evening, I plan on taking a quarantine-style staycation. That'll show me.
Yeah, that's smart.
It's probably just a case set in the Mondays. Am I right?
It's a mix of The Office and Modern Family.
I couldn't put my finger on it, but you're completely right.
Talking with the broadcast.
Dead air. The signal's gone.
Is he gonna remember?
She probably wiped his mind.
It's all those people.
You're the new clown? At least you're already in makeup.
You don't remember me from last night?
Never seen your dad. Well, if he doesn't want to be here, there's nothing I can do about it.
Uncle P said that thing about re-killing Dad.
Don't believe anything that man said. He is not your uncle. You were counting on me to have all the answers, right? Well, look at it. Zip, zero, zip. None, nothing. Everything is meaningless. Yes, maybe I went a little too dark there. But they'll be fine. Vision is made of vibranium. They literally inherited tough skin.
I think I got there in the nick of time.
Why don't you give your mom some me time?
Someone needs to be here to take care of you.
I promise I won't bite. I actually did bite a kid once.
Everything's going back.
Things like mixing up.
Darcy made it through that last firewall, all right. Hayward wasn't decommissioning Vision. He was trying to bring him back online.
Hayward wants to send your mother back.
Someone has to tell Wanda.
Agent Goodner, Captain Rambo. This is Agent Wu.
Vehicle that they go inside.
That they try, yeah, and all the trailers are like trying to get in.
She's
Vision needs to try to wake her up.
yeah. And it's where is this?
You were part of the team monitoring the supernatural anomaly, and now, well, you're in it. Mine, this tray's getting too heavy.
Oh, your backpack.
Yeah.
Awake?
Oh, yeah. Part of me secretly wanted a guest spot on the show, but seriously, that sucked.
Dr. Lewis, I have questions.
I have answers.
Dr. and I have a prior engagement.
She's not going anywhere.
I'm a children's sitter.
That I don't know.
And who is that imposter Pietro?
Beats me.
Maybe she's just like losing control.
Yeah.
She's like phasing between all the different eras.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's happening. Why it's all falling apart and why I can't fix it.
Do you think maybe this is what you deserve?
You're not supposed to talk. Do you just want to be left alone?
That's how she feels.
I'm here for your thoughts.
I like it here.
Oh, good.
It's because it's quiet. You're quiet, Agnes. On the inside. Do you think her mom was okay?
You don't have to worry about your mom. She's super mom. You try telling a 10-year-old that his mother is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
So
Is
yeah,
that happening?
that's her.
They show in that shot.
There's someone with a helmet on.
So last shot, Jimmy.
How much bait do you have in this thing?
She's gonna sail right through, unharmed. The structural integrity is failing. It's disintegrating.
This half a big of her.
No.
She's gonna run
I
in.
can get through.
She's hearing her mom who's lying from Captain Marvel. But she's got powers.
Yeah.
She's
Look at her eyes.
Yeah.
Well, she just changed into something powerful.
The one that killed me?
goal? To save the universe? Well, half of it. The bad guy rewound time and killed himself.
I came back and died again.
And she had to watch.
Wanda is creating these impediments to stop me returning home. My original code dates back to an AI called Jarvis. It was born of Ultron's plan for global genocide.
What I don't get is why you can't leave the hex. What I do know is that I've been watching WandaVision for the past. We love you to have is real. Wanda? Wanda!
What are you doing?
Wanda! All you do is lie!
Oh, that was cool.
Do it better. Cece, that's where you and Hank were different. Don't let him make you the villain.
Really, I already am.
The worst thing I can think of has already happened to me. I can't control this pain anymore, and I don't think I want to, because it's my truth. I think you overstayed your welcome. Poor Wanda's been through enough.
You have to take it down.
No.
Don't make me hurt you.
No idea how much Wanda had to hear before coming to West. How much we both have. For me, it feels like it happened to someone else, you know, but for her, it's mere weeks ago. What am I doing here? This is absurd. I need to get home.
Yeah, because for her, she got
He ran into the room.
for her, she got snapped.
Like a cup of tea, hon?
Thank you.
Oh, she was snapped?
Yeah.
That's right.
So for her, Vision died very shortly.
Yeah.
And
Where are the twins?
Oh, they're probably just playing in the basement.
Boys? Tommy? Billy?
it was like her dungeon. Agnes is mad.
I didn't think you were the only magical girl in town, did you? Thanks, Agatha Harkness.
Yep.
Lovely to finally meet you here.
Oh, what?
And I killed Sparky too.
Oh my god. That is messed up.
She's gonna talk to
What happened to her when Agnes walked away? Did she just like not follow them?
Snoopers gonna snoop.
What?
That episode was pretty darn good. When the credits pop on at the end, it always gets me because,
It sucks. It always ends so early.
yeah, it sucks just because it's always in the middle of something really interesting or we want to know more and more and more, and now I gotta wait a week. But at least it's only a week, not in between like movies, so that's good. I feel like I'm really still trying to process a bit of what happened in this one. Because, and I guess it's the central theme of this show and all the previous episodes, it's like we're not really getting many concrete answers every episode. It's just more kind of what the hell is going on. A couple of things that I thought were interesting. Wanda says to Tommy and Billy towards the beginning, don't listen to that man, he's not your uncle, in terms of Pietro. Really kind of split on whether or not, on who I think Pietro really is. I think he could be actually Pietro and not necessarily the MCU Pietro. He could be the Fox version of Pietro.
I don't think that he is, but I really hope he is, because I want this to set up, like they said, like Kevin Feige said, this will tie into Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange. I would love it if that's actually the X-Men Quicksilver, and then that sets up the multiverse, which sets up the Spider-Men and Doctor Strange.
That would be so cool if they didn't can all the Fox actors and actresses, because it was really cool with them.
Well, if you bring back Evan Peters and then never bring him back in the multiverse, it's just kind of a slap in the face. Like they're just teasing us with him, but then never give us him. So I feel like they at least have to be doing the multiverse regardless.
Another small thing that I really appreciated in this episode was Darcy talking to Vision about his past life, and they had the callback to Jarvis, which ties all the way back to the beginning of the MCU, to Iron Man 1, when Paul Bettany played the AI Jarvis in Tony's mansion. So it was cool to see him get to learn about his past, where he came from. Besides the whole Agnes thing, the one thing that I thought was interesting that ties into the Agnes stuff at the end was towards somewhere around the middle of the episode when like it's part of Wanda being interviewed, and the interviewer asks her, do you think this is what you deserve? Something along the lines of that. Like kind of threw Wanda off, like, what? You're not supposed to talk. She might have even said that, you're not supposed to talk. And now at the end, when we realize Agnes is this Agatha Harkness person, I think that's what her last name is, it shows that she was the one in the interviewee in the director's chair behind the camera that was filming Wanda in that scene. Clearly she is some kind of bad person, some kind of villain. I don't know much about her, but Jake says that she's some character in the comics. And we'll talk about that end-credit scene, or mid-credit scene real quick too. That would make you kind of believe that Quicksilver could be somebody bad too. I don't really know, I'm just more and more confused the more we watch. And lastly, I thought it was really cool seeing Monica get powers of some kind. Whether they were already in her, just lying dormant, maybe she's a mutant, I don't know. Maybe going through the Hex activated her X gene, maybe she's a mutant. But yeah, it was cool to see her get powers and then kind of go toe-to-toe with Wanda. Not really toe-to-toe, but it was cool to see her kind of stand up to Wanda in that moment. One thing about Monica that was confusing to me was when the vehicle didn't make it through and she was standing there looking back at Wu and the other agents, and I don't know why she just assumed that she could make it through the Hex again. Maybe just because she already had gone through it and back out once before. Or maybe it was just she was so willing and wanting to help Wanda that she knew she had to try to get through. I don't know, but she got through and now she's a superhero.
I do also hope that Mephisto is involved in some way, shape, or form, because he could also tie into Spider-Man 3, and that would just be, he'd be such a cool villain to have. Agatha, being who she is, wasn't much of a surprise to me because I've been reading all the theories and people talking about how Agnes is Agatha, this witch. So that wasn't really shocking to me, but yeah, I feel the same way. I just still am so thirsty for more because they keep on giving us like one bite at a time. I just want so many answers. I can't wait to see who's gonna cameo and who Quicksilver is, whether or not Mephisto's gonna show up.
When we were watching it, when Monica was talking to Wanda outside and Agnes saw and came out, I said she's Mephisto. It's very obvious in that scene that she's somebody bad, but she wasn't Mephisto, she's Agatha.
If you've been scrolling through TikTok listening to everyone talking about this show, everyone was saying that Agnes is Agatha. And I just agreed with them. I don't even know who she is, but like it made sense. Apparently in episode 3, the colors of her clothing was the same color as her comic counterpart. I hope they give us something shocking next week because they haven't really answered any questions.
I want to see who Paul Bettany is supposedly working with that we haven't seen yet. The supposed famous actor who he hasn't worked with yet. Maybe it was Quicksilver and that Instagram post that I saw was just wrong. I wouldn't think so much that some big name actor or actress that Paul Bettany hasn't worked with yet is Evan Peters.
I've seen them too. All these sources are saying that Paul Bettany says, so that means in some kind of interview, Paul Bettany himself said Quicksilver is not the person that he was looking forward to. There's another theory going around that the rabbit that Agatha has been carrying around in that cage, and I remember it from like the black and white episodes, but she's been carrying it around and it reappeared in this episode. People are saying that that's Doctor Strange, like being held captive because she's this powerful witch and she's like carrying him around, showing that she defeated him.
They did make a point in the episode of showing the rabbit. I mean, the boys are playing with the rabbit in the beginning, but when Wanda came inside with Agnes, they made a point of showing the rabbit in its cage and then like a fly or what are those things called?
Yeah.
Some kind of insect on the curtain. Yeah, cicada, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, they made a point of showing the rabbit and the cicada in the house. So yeah, who are they? I don't know.
I took a lot of notes. The thing that you guys just ended with the Vision who he had worked with before, I don't think it could be Quicksilver because he barely worked with him on this show, right? I mean, he came like down the stairs. Well, didn't he just work with him last week?
The whole thing was about an interview that Paul Bettany had some point in the past that he said that there was some kind of scene within WandaVision that he got to work with another actor or actress that he hadn't previously worked with before, that he was excited about. We're saying now that there was another post that said that it hasn't happened yet, and we've already seen him in scenes with Quicksilver, so
Right, so it
that
wouldn't be
him. Yeah.
right. And also, he barely worked with Quicksilver, was my point. Like, that wouldn't be anything special anyways. I thought it was hilarious when Agnes, who we now know as Agatha, used the phrase that he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
Because I say that often, so I don't know, that made me laugh. It's not even anything important, but I thought it was hysterical. I think it's pretty cool that Monica has powers. I'm really starting to like her. I think she seems brave and willing to step up to the plate and do what is right.
She's kind of like a Captain America.
And how you guys were saying how she knew she could get through the forest, I'm not even sure. She said she knew she could do it to Wu, but what she told Wanda was, I have nothing to lose. And so maybe she felt that way going through the forest too, that I think I can get through, but I don't really care. It's, maybe in her mind she was thinking to herself that I'm just going to try and see what happens, and then she did get through.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking.
I don't know. I just thought maybe that's how she answered it when she was talking to Wanda, that she has nothing to lose anymore. So maybe that's why she's willing to take risks. The episode did remind me of Modern Family. I thought it was hilarious seeing Wanda be interviewed, but it was even funnier watching Vision be interviewed. That made me crack up. And this episode was really funny because also Agnes at the end, when you find out she's Agatha, how she at the end said, this isn't even funny, so I don't know why I'm laughing, but she was like, oh yeah, and I killed Sparky too. And then she laughs, and so I'm like, that's not funny. I laughed myself sick because she laughed, so it made me laugh, and it's not funny, so I don't know why I'm laughing, because Agatha, she's funny. I like her too.
Yeah, she is funny.
And then, I don't know what, I can't even read my writing, so maybe that's it. I know, I can read my writing now. Agatha, when Monica was talking to Wanda and Agatha came up and took her away, it's because she doesn't want Monica talking to Wanda.
Yeah.
She doesn't want them to work it out or come to any agreement. So naturally she appeared and took her away under the guise of being a good person, like leave Wanda alone. And here really she has ulterior motives. So.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that's all my 2 cents worth.
I never thought about that with Monica, about how she, or why she was so quick to run back in. She's already lost everything that's most important to her, so she's just gonna do it because she cares about Wanda. Monica's a cool character already on her own, but I think maybe you like her especially because I see a lot of the Captain America type personality or Steve Rogers type personality in Monica. Like, she's gonna do the right thing no matter what. She doesn't care what her superiors say. She'd definitely be on Team Cap.
Well, that's probably why I like her.
She's gonna stick to her morals and what she believes is right, regardless of what anybody else tells her to do.
Yeah.
It was really funny watching Vision get interviewed. He's like, what am I doing here? I have to get back.
That was hilarious.
He stood up.
Why am I talking to you?
The whole episode was funny. It made me laugh.
I love the Modern Family humor. Like, those jokes are really funny. I wish we got at least like 1 or 2 of those of the Malcolm in the Middle style humor, because that was just that was so funny. I love that they did those kinds of jokes.
They should have done that.
We got the talking to the camera, but I would have rather had like Vision freak out like Hal, or Malcolm and Reese fight.
You're
we
right.
didn't really get any jokes. We just got a few.
Or like
callbacks.
Wanda screaming at them like Lois would.
I wish we got a few jokes like that, because I would have really loved that kind of humor. But this was hilarious too. The Malcolm in the Middle episode versus this Modern Family episode, they definitely did Modern Family better in my opinion. But yeah, it was still pretty good. The Malcolm episode was definitely good. Anything to add?
I don't think so. Nothing original.
Did you follow all that?
No, but I was just reading Twitter a little bit while you guys were talking, and apparently in the comics, Agatha trained Wanda, and somebody was talking about, well, did she really kill the dog? and they theorized that, well, she killed the dog only to see if Wanda really truly has the power to bring back the dead. Well, that makes sense because she trained Wanda in the comics.
But Wanda didn't show her that if she could or not.
Yeah.
Wanda decided.
She said she's trying to test Wanda to see how strong she might actually be.
Oh, interesting.
It's actually part of an active discussion now.
But he cheated and went on Twitter.
I didn't come up with any of that.
I'm only going by what I see and what I hear you
Well, that's
say.
okay. I wouldn't call that cheating. I mean, it's not an original idea like a lot of stuff that me and Jake might have,
Yeah,
but
'cause me and Jack
it's
will be scrolling through TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah,
looking
you're doing
at
it
things.
too.
But at the same time, we have our own ideas. I don't think it's really cheating.
yeah, you're just not as much of a fan of it as we are, but you're still contributing to conversation because that's not something we had brought up.
I didn't know that the actress that plays Agatha was in Parks and Rec, which I watched that whole Parks and Rec series.
Catherine Hahn, who plays Agnes.
Yeah, whoever plays Agnes.
I may or may not have seen her character on Parks and Rec because I only watched like the first 2 seasons of that show.
Yeah.
Like she might be from the other city just on the other side of
Oh,
Pawnee.
yeah.
You've actively contributed to the discussion.
Points.
Yes. And that does it for episode 7 of WandaVision. This was a very good episode. The mid-credit scene was not long enough. They needed to show more. I want to know what's going on with Quicksilver. That's what I want to know the most. It's a very good episode overall. Can't wait to see these last 2 episodes. I hope they're longer than 37 minutes. I want them to be an hour each, so we just get as much content as we can before this is done and we don't see Wanda for the foreseeable future. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Consider leaving a like if you enjoyed the video today. Let us know what you think down in the comment section. I'd be really interested to hear any ideas or opinions anybody else has about episode 7 or the show in general, so let us know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more family fun content like this and with the pets. So subscribe. Go do it right now. Click the button and click the notification bell too so you'll be notified every time we put out a new video. Have a great rest of your week wherever you are. As always, take care. We'll see you next week.